Key point 1. With the right attitude, anyone can create wealth. Wealth creation is the result of doing a set of things right. When you're in the right place at the right time, you will experience luck and opportunity. But money doesn't appear out of thin air. Wealth takes time and determination and requires a specific lifestyle. You can't become wealthy if you don't know how to manage your consumption habits. In this summary, you'll learn that wealth creation is not rocket science. You may not come from a wealthy home, live in a highbrow city, or have the same opportunities as the rich people you admire. But if you want it, wealth can be yours. It sounds cheeky to say if you want it, because all humans want wealth, freedom, and comfort, among other things. However, the proof that you desire something is that you vocalize it and work at it, stopping at nothing until you achieve your goals. Most people are not like that, but that's the mindset that holds the key to becoming wealthy. And if you're ready to imbibe it all the days of your life, this summary is for you. Action is proof of desire. If you want something, let it show in your actions. In the following pages, you'll learn that rich people think and act differently. You'll discover these differences and how to apply the mindset to your life to produce similar results. Next up, you'll learn how to plan your life, budget your money, and raise children who can create wealth for themselves. Key point 2. People who have millions are often more sparing than those that don't. Not wasting all your money at once is the key to becoming rich. This truth may surprise many because the media constantly paint the millionaire lifestyle as lavish. But in reality, only those who inherited their wealth spend money to Hollywood standards. During the research for this summary, Stanley and Danko discovered something they weren't expecting. Most self-made millionaires they met didn't look or behave like their net worth. These folks lived in average neighborhoods, shopped in regular stores, and even drove cars that the average Joe would drive around. You wouldn't know they were wealthy. Another surprising fact they uncovered was that high-income, low-net-worth individuals were the ones who lived in expensive neighborhoods. They drove expensive vehicles and enjoyed luxury shopping. Basically, the things you would expect self-made millionaires to do. But that was why many high-income and low-net-worth individuals weren't wealthy. They didn't commit themselves to wealth creation. Instead, they blew most of their money. It takes discipline, commitment, and delayed gratification to build wealth. Money is tempting, but those who have financial independence as one of their life goals understand the importance of saving and investing over spending. Hence, they learn to live below their paychecks. A couple cannot accumulate wealth if one of its members is a hyper-consumer. Thomas J. Stanley, Ph.D. If you're going to be wealthy, you need to learn to be frugal with what enters your bank account. Frugality is all about handling your resources wisely. It's the opposite of waste. Stanley and Danko believe that waste is a lifestyle, the key elements of which are excessive expenses and limitless consumption. Key point 3. One of the ways millionaires practice frugality is through budgeting and planning. Most poor and middle-class people are not frugal. They receive paychecks or returns from businesses and spend it all on their needs. If you live like this, you'll have little to nothing to save and invest at the end of the day. It's the quickest way to remain financially down, no matter how much you earn. You must know that you will never run out of needs. The more you satisfy them, the more others show up. And when your income rises, so will your needs. Therefore, raising your income and being frugal with handling money is the solution. There's no end to the things you can spend money on, so learn to be disciplined. In this chapter, we'll discuss two twin principles for practicing frugality: budgeting and planning. You'll see your net worth grow if you can master these principles. First, create a framework for your family's household expenses for a week, a month, and over 12 months. This framework should reflect your current income. The second framework is for your ideal lifestyle and describes how you'd like to live in the future, the neighborhood you want to live in, the kind of food you want to eat, the cars you want to drive, and so on. Doing this will give you clarity. After deducting your savings and investments, you'll know how much is spare for household expenses. Creating these two frameworks will let you know when you're overstepping by trying to live your dream lifestyle on your current income. If you're new to saving and investments, experts recommend putting aside 10 to 20% of every paycheck. This way, your budget won't suffer drastic changes, and you'll learn how to save gradually. Key point 4. Everyone uses time, energy, and money differently, and the results show. When it comes to time, 24 hours a day is all we have, but energy and money vary for various reasons. However, the reality is that every one of us has enough of those three to become wealthy in a lifetime. But that's on the condition that we use them wisely. Financial education is an absolute necessity. Without it, many of us won't know how to live properly and achieve our desired career and financial goals. From Tom Stanley and William Danko's study, millionaires who made all their money in one generation, and even those who effectively manage inherited wealth, are those who understood how to allocate these three resources properly. So, to be truly wealthy, you need to master these resources. You should start making a profit and investing as soon as possible. This way, your chances of creating a considerate net worth will be high. Of course, here is where school dropouts and those who only did 4 years in college have the advantage over the highly educated. Time. Your task should be to concentrate on getting a solid financial education. That's how to beat time and achieve your financial goals. Secondly, use your time and energy productively. Your bank statement will always reflect how productively you use these resources. Try to cut unproductivity out of your life. Use your time effectively. Let every bit of every second count. Third, hire the services of a trained financial advisor. It's also important to know how you get your advisor. Tom Stanley and William Danko found that financial advisors obtained through referrals tend to be more effective. Did you know? Most self-made millionaires see the importance of refusal. They choose tasks to accept with great caution. Key point 5. Why affluent parents need to rethink economic outpatient care, EOC. Tom Stanley and William Danko define economic outpatient care, EOC, as the substantial economic gifts and acts of kindness some parents give their adult children and grandchildren. It's impossible to sustain family wealth for generations if you don't explain how to be good at the money game to your children. When kids grow up and move out of the family home for education, marriage, or simply independent living, they encounter the harshness of the real world. And it's terrible for economic underachievers because they won't earn enough to sustain the lifestyle they grew up with. Generally, parents will continue supporting these grown-up kids by giving them frequent sums of money. One of the reasons that millionaires are economically successful is that they think differently. Thomas J. Stanley, Ph.D. It's not uncommon to find affluent parents supporting their 30 or 40-something adult child who is married but economically unstable. Their parents believe they are helping out. But from what Stanley and Danko discovered, EOC doesn't help anyone in the long run. They found that the opposite is true. If adult children receive less financial support from parents, they will earn more. Overall, gift recipients have difficulty distinguishing between their wealth and the wealth of their parents. If adult children receive regular financial support, they will be more interested in spending than saving. Consequently, the help doesn't do any good. It only makes them more dependent on their affluent parents. If you're a beneficiary of EOC, you must learn to be financially independent. After all, your parents won't always be there, and you will quickly squander any inheritance you receive. if you don't know the principles of wealth creation. The same advice applies to parents of economically dependent adults. You have to give your children the opportunity to be independent. They may not like you in the beginning since they're used to EOC, but in time, they will appreciate you teaching them to be self-sufficient. As a parent, your goal should be to grow your child into an independent adult. Key point 6. Find your niche, become a specialist, and increase your income. Many high-income individuals indeed have low net worth, but that doesn't erase the fact that you need to earn high to achieve fast wealth. How do you expect your investment portfolio to rise when your monthly savings barely amount to anything, no matter how hard you try to save? Any in-demand niche can be profitable if you're an expert who targets the right customers. To be wealthy doing what you do, you need to make rich people your clients or customers. But the wealthy are frugal, right? Well, not exactly. Wealthy people aren't so tight concerning things that are important to them. Even the most sparing of people are ready to pay for products and services of high quality. That's why you need to make yourself valuable, so valuable that anyone will happily pay you what you deserve. This realization encompasses making your product or service attractive to potential clients and hiring the right people to help you on your marketing journey. Your offer must be impossible to resist, considering the frugality of most wealthy people. Follow the same old path. Study hard to understand your options. If you're considering a career change, here are some fields Stanley and Danko think are relevant to wealthy people: travel agents, bureaus and travel consultants, fundraising counselors, housing specialists, dwelling products, services, professional services specialists, educational institutions and professionals, asset liquidators, facilitators and appraisers, medical and dental care specialists, specialized attorneys. Of course, this is certainly not an exhaustive list. If your passion isn't listed above, do a background check to ensure it is in demand before making it a business. Try combining what you're doing now with one of the above-mentioned positions. The secret to high earnings in any niche is specialty and expertise. Key point 7. What jobs and businesses make people millionaires? The above is one question people never stop asking Tom Stanley and William Danko. Unfortunately, there is no single answer to it. There are so many different variables that make each money-making journey unique. Some of them can be controlled, and others can't. Some depend on external conditions entirely out of a person's reach. That's why it's so hard to establish the universal recipe for gaining money. Becoming a first-generation millionaire has more to do with hard work, discipline, and an accurate understanding of money principles than occupation or industry. You can succeed in any field, but must focus on doing your best. Constant vigilance is a must on the money-making journey. It's easy to get sidetracked or lose motivation. That's why it's essential to remember your goals and keep your head clear. Nonetheless, Stanley and Danko's years of research and study show that most millionaires are self-employed professionals or business owners. People who work for themselves are 4 times more likely to be millionaires than those who work for others. But not everyone can survive the pains of starting and scaling a business. It's why most people prefer working for others. Wealthy people understand this too. In the study, only 20% of interviewed millionaires were comfortable letting their children start their own businesses or run the family business. Most would rather their children study to become self-employed professionals. If you want to be the first person to become a millionaire in your family, try starting a business or being self-employed. That's the easiest way. Suppose you're considering leaving the corporate world. In that case, some good advice is to start as a self-employed professional, gain experience, then work your way through becoming a business owner. This way, you won't be starting entirely from scratch and will study the intricacies of your desired field beforehand. Conclusion: wealth creation is not a myth. There are exact blueprints that will guarantee results if duly followed. Firstly, to be wealthy, you must discipline yourself to spend less than you earn. Focus on building your net worth, no matter how low your current income is. The great news is that you can start small today and scale up quickly. If your income is so low you wouldn't have much money left after saving, you should find ways to earn more. The more you make and save for investment, the faster your journey to financial freedom. Finding ways to earn more could mean taking a part-time job, freelancing, starting a new business, or making money from your existing business. Ask around. You will surely find something you can do. But a little note, know that it won't be easy. The road to wealth creation is not paved with roses. Start by saving a fraction of what you earn, ideally no less than 10% of your paycheck. This money should go straight into building your investment portfolio. Do this for 12 months or more, then start looking for investment vehicles into which you can push your money. Be sure not to put your money into an investment you're unsure of. You don't want your hard-earned money to go just like that. A surefire way to invest safely as a beginner is to invest in vehicles proven to work for others. Try this. Create a budget for your weekly, monthly, and annual expenses and stick to it. If you have kids, start teaching them about frugality and wealth creation. Please don't wait till they grow up.